Hey guys, welcome back. It's Judith, my husband Mikhail. We have the 613 for you. This category is called employees, servants, and slaves. There's 19 commandments listed for this category. This is part 2 of that. I'm going to do 3 parts.
Please forgive us if the lighting is a little low. We got a thunderstorm coming in, and we're doing the best we can. Go ahead.
Thank you. So jumping in, Commandment 189, to deal judicially with the Hebrew bondsman in accordance with the laws appertaining to him. Exodus 21 verses 2 through 6. And then the Chabad has it listed as commandment number 504, purchase a Hebrew slave in accordance with the prescribed laws. Before we jump into the biblical reference, these that I've isolated for just this video, these are mostly pertaining to the Hebrew bondsman.
Okay, something else I want to state here in the Chumash, the word Jewish is used quite often, and looking at the Hebrew directly next to it, I don't know if you can see, but there's English and Hebrew there. There is, the Hebrew word says Ivrit. The Hebrew language is using the word Ivrit, meaning Hebrew. It doesn't use the word Jewish, so I just want to clear that up as well. So, Shemot 21, verses 1 and 2, correct?
Verses 2 through 6.
2 through 6, sorry. Okay. So I'm going to use what's in the Hebrew, not what's in the Chumash. So, if you buy a Hebrew bondswoman, he shall... Oh, sorry. If you buy a Hebrew bondsman, he shall work for 6 years, and in the 7th he shall go free for no charge. Verse 3. If he shall arrive by himself, he shall leave by himself. If he is the husband of a woman, his wife shall leave with him. Verse 4. If his master will give him a woman, and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall belong to the master, and he shall go out by himself. Verse 5. But if the bondsman shall say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I shall not go free. Then his master shall bring him to the court, and shall bring him to the doorpost, and his master shall bore through his ear with the awl, and he shall serve him forever. Please look at this in context of God and Israel. Don't just look at it from human to human.
Commandment 190, not to compel the Hebrew servant to do the work of a slave. Leviticus 25 verse 39. The Chabad website, the list of the 613, has it listed as Commandment 508, not to have him do menial slave labor. So this is distinguishing from a slave and a bondsman. It's not distinguishing too much, but there is a differentiation between slave and Hebrew bondsman.
And if you hadn't watched the last video, please look into what the Chumash commentary is regarding slavery. It is not something that is condoned by Levites. It's not condoned by Hebrews, because we know what it means to be slaves. But typically slavery is a type of crime and punishment instituted by the upper courts. So look into the commentary regarding that. Okay, so Vayikra 25:39, correct?
Yeah. If
your brother becomes impoverished with you and is sold to you, you shall not work him with the slave labor.
All right. Commandment 191, not to sell a Hebrew servant as a slave. Leviticus 25 verse 42. And then the Chabad has it listed as 505. Not to sell him as a slave is sold.
All right. Vayikra 25:42. For they are my servants, whom I have taken out of the land of Mitzrayim, which is Egypt. They shall not be sold in the manner of a slave.
That's it.
You want me to go to 43?
No, it's okay. Commandment 192, not to treat a Hebrew servant rigorously. Leviticus 25 verse 43. We'll read it in a little bit.
Okay.
The Chabad has it listed as Commandment 506, and it says not to work him oppressively.
Okay. Vayikra 25:43. You shall not subjugate him through hard labor. You shall fear your Elohim. Fear your God.
So again, distinguishing a little bit, where it's just surface. Commandment 193, not to permit a Gentile to treat harshly a Hebrew bondsman sold to him. Leviticus 25:53. And then the Chabad has it listed as Commandment 507, not to allow a non-Jew to work him oppressively.
Vayikra 25:53. He shall not be with him like a laborer hired by the year. He shall not subjugate him through hard labor in your sight.
Commandment 194, not to send away a Hebrew bondsman servant empty-handed when he is freed from service. Deuteronomy 15:13. Oh, and I'm sorry, the Chabad website has it listed as Commandment 510, not to send him away empty-handed.
Okay, Devarim 15:13 states, but when you send him away from you free, you shall not send him away empty-handed.
These are regarding, they're set free in the 7th year. So every 7th year, there's a freedom. It's not a, I don't know if it's too much commentary, but it's not you're serving me for life unless they choose, like we discussed previously. So
it's also according to the judgment, again, because remember, differentiating between a bondsperson, which is like basically an employee, versus a slave, which is a issued decree from a higher authority.
Commandment 195, to bestow liberal gifts upon the Hebrew bondsman at the end of his term of service, and the same would be done to a Hebrew bondswoman. Deuteronomy 15, verse 14, and the Chabad website has it listed as 509, give him gifts when he goes free.
Devarim 15:14 states, adorn him generously from your flocks, from your threshing floor, and from your wine cellar, as Hashem your Elohim has blessed you, so shall you give him.
All right.
Actually, I'm going to continue if you don't mind. Devarim verse 15, you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Mitzrayim, and Hashem your Elohim redeemed you. Therefore I command you regarding this matter today.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Shalom.